Hello. It's so bright outside. It's been snowing here, and the sun is just reflecting all the snow. So bright. Very beautiful to see, like a winter chaos land. Anyways, today there's just a lot I could talk about, but mainly I want to talk about like creating and creation, um, like no matter how you slice it, we are made to create, you know, like the mind is like an engine. The only way, literally the only way we can not be like ruled by it, basically, like meaning ruled meaning it's like being like a slave to the reality we don't want to be in, is to literally create the reality or the things you want to like create. Like like we take these like very very transparent and simple notes, or like messages like get out of the matrix, or wake up, whatever, like so lightly, because the reality is it is easy to see, feel like that's like existence, like are we are in that state of being, as long as we're talking about the awareness, obviously. And like if there's that awareness within us, it's so clear what we need to do. And the biggest thing like that's like stopping us is like fear, just in general fear, like it doesn't even stem from like the ability, like you can have, once what you want to create is actually like you're really good at, but to get into that, there's like other fears that are completely unrelated to that if you like look closely, that you realize what's stopping you is actually like the energy around you, the thoughts around you, the belief you had about yourself, and first and foremost, the thoughts in the mind. That's like the matrix. That's like whatever. Like that's like the what's like stopping us. That's like the mind is like it's like an engine, and if the engine is like, it's like just hitting your gas on like the gas and pedal on like a car, and just like going, it's like unless you direct it, you steer it and like know when to give gas and not, we know when to like engage or disengage, and like have control over that. Like the creation process is controlled, like literally kind of like pushed on you, and you become the receiver and the consumer, like that's what capitalism has like created. Like I mean, it's one global, like the world is like we have these flags and whatever, like, but mainly essentially the world has become like, you know like globalization is real. The world is like becoming smaller, basically like one place and more connected. And so like that, that we don't need to get too much into that, but it's like going back is like that, consumption becomes like a creation. You become part of that. It's like and instead of being in the assembly line, you can like unplug and it's still like have your line. These are like such a small things, and they're hard, and but like that's what, like, if you're doing well or not, you failed or not, that is your true essence of like who you are and like what you're capable of. And and that is like really like what we need to really like look into. I personally, like, I'm saying this because one, like, I'm doing that, and I see how hard it is, and the more I'm sticking with it, the more like I'm understanding a lot of these lessons that are like, I'm like having a lot of these revelations about my path, and a lot of these things I'm learning and like embodying are things that I wish I had known, or like, or like talking to myself here, um, like I wish I, like, like I was listening to someone saying this, but the reality is I have, and there's a lot of like messages out there, but everyone comes across differently, and like there's a lot of good creators out there that understand, or like, or like share the world and experience and building, and kind of like building like a balanced, and like balance is like hard, like none of this stuff's supposed to be easy, and also at the same time it's not supposed to be like, it's supposed to be done, it's supposed to be created, and I think like more than ever, like I think I talked about this in the past videos, like creating my previous videos, like creating is where the power is at, and that's like what the mind wants, and like it really is like the link between like self and God is found there. God created us, and by the virtue of who we are, we create. Like our imagination is constantly creating. Our thoughts are influencing us. That's like a signal from God to tap in. Like if we can tune, that like drive, understanding, and create, like value is created, like there's value, and then what's left is I mean, like some people have money, like you can inherit it, or don't care about it or whatever. Like this, the point is not like people with money are unhappy too. Like the point is like the mind needs to be like finding controlled and finding purpose. That's like the alignment with like the soul. But that is a difficult bridge, and especially in this world. So what I'm getting at is like there's a lot of teachers out there and everything, but ultimately, creating what you need to create, like with intent, like requires a lot of like deep work, and most of that stuff is like learned from like a failure, and or even like just like massive stagnation or like hardship, and I think that like what do you have to lose, like to like rebuild and like in a way you want to. Like I have the key, you know what I mean? Like that's like the energy that like uh, I think that creates like value around people that associate with you. I hope this was kind of a good rant. Uh, I do feel like I've gotten most of my points across. I'm sure a lot of this stuff I'll get back into, talk, deeper and deeper. But I just hope that like, you know, everyone gets on the ship and build something beautiful around them and create value to themselves, and to yourself, and everyone around them, because that's all what it is all about. It's just, I think, chasing like things is not the point. Create, and create well.